And then that's when I said, Revenge of the Sith.
You gotta start with more energy. You gotta.
All right, fuck you. And that's when I said, Revenge of the Sith has the best.
You said it with what you did is you used the exact same amount of energy.
Well, that's all you get. That's all you get. It's 10 and 9.
This is the Slalt Cast. I'm your host Daniel. I'm joined by.
Welcome to the Sleepy Hour. I'm your host Kaden Perkins.
And then who's the other guy?
I'm a street. It's V. Garibaldi.
He's Joseph. His name's Joseph. One day we'll get those intros right. I'd like to start the podcast by saying, Joseph, you copied me in outfit. God damn it. You have to go and change.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
No, right? So the reason I bring up outfit is we are once again on video. We did it 2 weeks in a row this time, hopefully. I'm fucking praying. So if you're listening on Spotify, listen to the whole episode on Spotify, put it on loop, but mute Spotify, like listen to it again after on Spotify, but put it on mute, go to YouTube, watch the whole thing on YouTube, and then loop that like 3 or 4 times. You just really gotta bump up those numbers.
You gotta bump up them rookie numbers.
I checked the episode stats for last week's episode, like a couple of days ago, and I was like, oh my god, this is the lowest downloads we've got on any episode, forgetting that we did video. And then I went and I checked the video and it's like brought it back in line, but there was a moment of panic there.
Panic.
We're consistently shit.
We are consistently shit.
Fuck. Well, how was everyone's weekend? What did you get up to?
It was a weekend. It's a shame that Kobe's not here to regale us with, because it's.
Didn't you have that house to house thing, fridge to fridge?
Well, should we start on the Friday night?
Let's start Friday night. Let's
give us
Friday morning. I think we all woke up that morning. I don't know about you guys, but I did.
I woke up. I was there.
I reckon I probably woke up.
I was awake.
Went to work. Got off work early. Okay.
Oh.
Went to Nonna's house. Got a coffee.
Wow,
got
that's
a
a better
biscuit.
sign.
Oh, and I got a couple little nuggets.
Oh, a couple little nuggets.
She had some nuggets.
And some chicken fingies.
Oh, no chicken fingies. Nonna doesn't make chicken fingies.
Only nuggies.
Only nuggies, and they'll meat nuggets.
Little fish fingies.
And then it got to a point. I was like, shit, I got to go to Kobe's 21st birthday party. So I got in my car. I drove about 5 meters down the road because that's where he lives. He was like right next to my nonna's house. And then, because it was his birthday, I had a card, and I was like, I'll put this card in the mailbox, and so everyone when they walk in will be able to sign it. Little did I know that Kobe lives in a fucking asylum, and his fucking mailbox is locked. So I popped it in. I'm like, fuck, like I don't know if I'll just grab it out and I'll put it like somewhere else. And it's fucking locked. I keep trying to open it, and then I go to Kobe as I walk in. I'm like, you wouldn't happen to have a key to your mailbox, would you? And he goes, yeah, no, my mum has the key to the mailbox. I'm like, oh fuck. So Kobe didn't get a card for his birthday.
That child basically lives. He's like restricted from areas of his house. It's concerning.
No, it's weird.
It is concerning.
Like you can't go.
It's like that. It's like that
locked.
video game. What is it? The fucking
Super Mario Brothers 3. Oh.
What is it? Hello Neighbor.
Yeah.
Where you gotta find all the keys and the hidden shit to get into the locked doors. That's Kobe's life.
It's basically, everything's locked. So I was like, you wouldn't happen to have a key to your mailbox, would you? This very common thing that, I don't even have a lock on mine. Mine's just a hole in a fucking brick. But apparently he does. And Kobe didn't get a card. Luckily there was no money in it. It was a princess
been a big
card.
fuck up.
It was a fucking awesome card.
Yeah, it really was. And I risked like ruining like a surprise to get that, because like I had to hide from him getting the card because he walked into Woolies as I was paying for the card, And I just like full like dark and shit. And he's there. He's walked straight past me. He has not fucking seen me. I looked directly at his head, like at his face, and he did not see me. Like I wasn't even in his peripheral vision. I was like straight ahead.
It was almost like an inch away from eye contact.
No, like I'm pretty sure I made eye contact with him, and he just didn't budge. He was like, "Oh, who's this nice man looking at me?" And then he walked away.
Nice man.
Nice man.
Who's this man giving me the rape eyes?
Well, speaking of,
Did he
oh,
did you end up giving him his monitors?
oh wow, that's exactly what I was segueing to.
Yeah, what was the go with that? Because I remember you talking to me a little bit because you were stressed that he was going to go out and buy some.
Yeah, so for astute fans of the Slalt Cast, there was a stream like last week where Kirby had talked about he like just bought his iMac and it was because he's putting together basically like a home studio. And he was talking about how like the next thing that he really needs is like studio monitors for his music editing. And he's like, I think I might just go out and buy some. And me and Joseph were on the stream like, maybe don't. Knowing that we just like got all the boys together to chip in to get him like a fucking solid pair of studio monitors. And he's like, oh yeah, I might buy some. And then I think I muted my audio on the Discord and I told the stream what we got him. I was like, the reason that we sound like cunts is because we're trying to like stop him from wasting his money. But yeah, no, we gave him his monitors, and he.
Nice. Yeah, what did you end up getting him?
So I think it was like XR. They're Mackie XR26 or something. They were recommended XR624. So they're recommended to me by a audio engineer who I work with.
Yeah, okay.
That's Link. But on the topic of getting the boys presents, I just said how much of a fucking shit show that was. I want to
get him that.
No, just trying to organize.
Trying to collect money from the boys. Wow.
Collect money.
Imagine that. People are the worst. Trying to get the money together for any time I've like booked movies and shit in the past or fucking even the budgies. There's a couple people, I'm not going to name names, Cameron, who are incapable of fucking just transferring money. It's ridiculous.
No, the worst was, so we had a couple of blokes that just opted out to not put money in. So then I had to, and this is like after I bought stuff. So I got a message from people
unnamed person
saying that look, I can't put in this amount, and which then left me short about $100. This is also
if it's on the podcast topic, how much was everyone chipping in? Was it the same amount? Was it like
it was so what we did? So we're gonna do. The boys put in 100, and then because we had enough boys that I had added into the chat thing that we could get $1,000, which is how much these things cost. So it was 10 blokes. I'm like, 100 done, easy.
You should have asked me. I was gonna put some in.
Yeah, but you weren't here. Yeah, so that's fine.
Yeah,
I can fucking still chip in.
Nah, fake friend didn't fly down.
Yeah,
I wasn't even allowed.
Yeah, because
fucking Dan Andrews.
Alexandra Palaget, whatever her fucking name is.
Miss Palaget.
So I get basically a couple of days before. So sorry. So we had 10 blokes, and then a couple of them dropped out because they didn't want to spend $100.
Which is like fair enough if people have legitimate financial reasons, but also he's your mate. It's his 21st.
Tight asses. And then I'm not even going to defend myself there, tight asses.
No, I agree.
Then I got the girls. So I asked a couple girls. I'm like, hey, would you be willing to put in $50? Because obviously I'm not going to get the girls to put in $100 just out of
different level of friendship.
Different type of friendship. So I was like, just if you guys want to put in $50, you guys don't have to get anything. Like so, and it just makes it easy for you guys. Don't have to get anything. Just transfer me money and I'll sort everything out. So I got about 4 girls. No, I think it ended up being. So let me count. My brain broken.
Joseph just is like one girl and then is distracted.
1 girl, 2 girl, 3 girl.
Yo.
I think it ended up being 5 girls.
3.5.
It ended up being 5 girls that put in 50. But then after one of the boys said, I can't put in money. I can't even put in the amount of money that I promised, I can only put in half that. And there was a reason there, which I was like, okay, would have been nice to know sooner, but fair enough, that's okay. So then,
Shit happens.
Then I was down $50. I was like, look, whatever, that's fine, I can deal with that. Then luckily I got an emergency message from someone saying, fuck, I don't know what to get him. I was like, look, transfer me $50, I'll put you in, and then you can put your name on the card. And then I'll be level, and everything will work out harmoniously. Jedi taking over. The oppression of the Sith will not return. Will never return.
No, well, that's good. I'm glad.
But it worked out.
Yeah.
I'm glad he
And
had
he
a
likes
good
them.
little birthday. Yeah, fuck yeah, they sound good.
It's a shame Kobe's not here because everything's coming up Kobe at the moment. He just got his last of his new computer parts, and I think I'm going.
Yeah, well,
over
it's
there.
the time we actually want. It's the first time we actually want to talk about Kobe.
Yeah, I know, and he's not here. God, it's never going to happen again either.
No, he's not here to take it in.
No, so
everyone who's watching this now, make sure that you go and tell him that
everyone
we spoke about him
tweet
all
at
episode.
Kobe_55. Fuck you, man. And then just no context because he won't watch this. Kobe, if you watch this, DM Joseph Bababooey on Instagram, and then
I'll send you a dick pic.
He'll do it. No, so I think I'm going over to Kobe's on Thursday to. I'm going to record him trying to build his computer because once again, those of you who have tuned into the stream, Kobe regaled us with the story of how he broke his last motherboard by fucking with it while the computer was on. So I feel like it'll be content.
Yeah. This is the thing. Even I put my computer together. I put this all together. I took the motherboard out. I replaced all the parts. I may have asked a couple questions as I did it, but I managed to do it by myself. And it's me.
It is you.
I just on that, Dan. When are you going to his house? Is it during the day or not afternoon?
Afternoon, I hope. Why?
Well, because I finish work at 4:30. At 4:30, I can't. If
he's working that day, so we could go after, and we could just do because my plan is I'm just gonna record him trying to do it, and then I'd just do funnies at him.
Just make fun of him while we're there.
See, Joseph, the issue is I only have 2 lavalier microphones. Yeah, you just have to lean your head on my chest and kind of look up at me while you're talking.
Oh, that's how I talk to you anyway, isn't it?
Yeah. And obviously we both have to be naked. The lav clipped onto my chest hair.
Yeah, that's the way.
Why would you think otherwise? Why would you think I thought otherwise?
And the pants have to be off because otherwise it interfere with the cables.
Yep.
And stay on during sex.
Speaking of pants coming off, it was the Budgies' first run in the field on Saturday. So we had, I don't know, some of the girls were friends with...
Is there a picture?
No. We were all pretty intoxicated by that point.
You fucked up.
I think at yours, Joseph, we need to get a Budgie photo, because if any of the boys listen to this, Budgies is still the uniform for Joseph's 21st.
Even though it's going to be like 22 degrees and raining.
Doesn't matter, you have to wear them under your clothes. It's the law.
They will be.
Mud wrestling with the boys.
Of course. But yeah, no, so Saturday, some of the girls we're friends with organised a fridge to fridge. Because we all live in we're all high school friends, so we all live in the same area.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Unfortunately, what does that mean?
I don't know.
And we decided it was like a 30-something degree day. Fucking.
It wasn't 30. It was not 30.
Wasn't it? No, it was Saturday. It was raining. It was still hot. Yeah,
no, it was humid. It was humid as shit. Whatever. It was like 25 degrees, but 100% humidity. It was wet.
A lot of walking, and they decided to choose 4 houses with no pools. So it was a time.
That sucks.
But once we finally got to the last house, and thankfully it was the last house that had the pool, and we got there, and the glorious reveal of all of the boys in their
celebration,
and
nice,
and all the boys' sweaty ass bodies.
I did hear from Dugan this morning that you bitched it on the Cruiser Challenge.
I definitely did let the side down on the Cruiser Challenge. Look,
he was a little disappointed this morning.
I have a couple. Dugan's got off light with the punishment. I'm going to get knocked out on Saturday, but so for the uninitiated, the cruise. We have some US listeners. I don't know if you guys have cruisers. Basically, a vodka cruiser is like a premix vodka soft drink, but imagine the most sugary soft drink you've ever fucking tasted in your life, so that you can't actually taste the vodka in the cruiser, and then it's not very strong, but just a lot of sugar.
They're one standard a drink,
Yeah,
and I think it's like 275 mils. Like it's not a big drink.
but a lot of
Nothing.
sugar. This is
Yeah,
important
it's not
going
sugar.
forward.
It's disgusting.
So the cruiser challenge is you get a bunch of people and you pair up, and you each buy a case of 24 cruisers, like each pair, and it's a race to see who can drink the whole case first. Now you imagine, like, wow, that's a decent amount of alcohol and a fucking lot of sugar. It makes you want to die. So we did that. We had 4 teams competing in the cruiser challenge, and the idea is that each team picks a different flavor. So I was paired off with friend of the show Dugan. We had watermelon cruisers. Who are the other teams? Blake and Duggo. We'll get to them and their antics last. Fucking cheaters.
Sugar.
Our friends Brayden and Josh were on the raspberry cruises, and Noah and Cameron, also friends of the show, they were on raspberry, and Brayden and Josh were on guava. Blake and Duggo, the bastards, the cheaters, they opted to go for the sugar-free berry cruises, completely negating the entire challenge of the fucking thing. So the cruiser challenge spanned over a couple hours. Obviously, Blake and Duggo won because, you know, they were just drinking water.
To be fair, Blake just absolutely carried that. I think Duggo had like
hyper-carried.
9 of them. I think.
See, that's.
Blake had like 15.
I think, to kind of cut to the end, I think I had 8 cruises and Duggo had 9. It's just Blake hyper carried.
Yeah, but when you have a tank like Blake who drinks that shit like water, because he loves that shit.
I mean, it basically was water.
Well, see, this is the thing, is I had this discussion today talking to my mates Zane and Tom about the cruiser challenge. We drink cruisers is like our fucking can be our mixer sometimes. Because
yuck.
it's
that's efficiency.
There's nothing to it.
Really.
So
I hate them.
When I brought up the idea of the cruiser challenge, they were like, "That's fucking nothing."
You'd be surprised having to drink them over such a short amount of time
and then walking.
What got me wasn't that I was getting too drunk or anything. It was that I was like, I couldn't fucking drink them anymore because the amount of sugar was making me sick. Because so the basic rules for the cruiser challenge are: in your pairs, you have to drink the whole case as quickly as you can. If either one of you vomit, instant disqualification. And then we added
your last one. If you vomit within 5 minutes,
of finishing your last one, that counts as a
disqualified.
So to stop you from just like fucking beer snorkeling them all and just vomiting immediately after.
Yeah.
And then we added extra fridge to fridge rules. So it was, while we were in transit between the houses, you couldn't be drinking. And then if you went off to the bathroom and took your cruiser with you, instant disqualification because you could have like tipped it out.
Easy cheat.
And we also had Joseph was the ref because he was a little bitch. He didn't play.
Yeah, cruisers are disgusting. I can't drink cruisers.
Fucking Joseph and none of you can roast me except for Kaden maybe because you probably do better.
I
Because
like
Joseph and Kobe both didn't do it. The expectations.
I smashed half a case of beer, which is even worse.
Yeah, but no, not sugar.
And I just did that for fun. I didn't even do that for a challenge. I felt like shit after.
Yeah, no. So
bloated. I was so bloated. I was so bloated.
By the end of the punishment that we decided on, the losing team, each member of the losing team will get slapped like a unrestricted power slap by a member of the winning team. So to kind of cut to the end of it, myself and Dugan lost, and Duggo and Blake won.
Well, also, I just want to point out,
as if
you weren't the reason you guys lost, by the way, as well. Also, you guys lost because Dugan threw up after the King's Cup because he's an idiot and played.
Dugan did play King's Cup.
Not what is
during
it?
the cruiser challenge. Yeah, like a race cage. Sorry.
And he was like getting angry at me. He's like, "Oh, why isn't it compulsory for everyone to do it?" I'm like, because that just defeats the purpose. Like, you're supposed to drink the 12 cruisers. If you're going to do that, you're going to be drinking more. It's going to be bad. I'm saying it's not compulsory to play this fucking game.
I mean, the ratio, I think we ended up with 3 left. I drank 8, so what does that make? So we had 21, I did 8. Dugan did, 13 then? The ratio wasn't there. Dugan definitely carried the team. I did not put out as much of a stronger performance as I was expecting to.
But as if you counted Duggo and
Oh, we didn't want to. We didn't want to.
So the ruling was that I did the ruling. I was like, look, it's not exactly fair, but it wasn't also specifically stated.
It's ruled out of all
can't have
future
sugar.
cruiser challenges.
But if we do it ever again, it is completely ruled out because it's 100%. It's the sugar that kills you. So drinking the sugar free, it's just not. It's not the same.
So anyway, the slap bet was the punishment, and so Duggo opted. Or they both wanted to slap me because I talked a lot of shit in the lead up to this, and it has come back to bite me. Blake managed to, because he was the tank. Blake got dibs on who he wanted to slap, and he's picked me. So Duggo, did he slap on Dugan? Because Dugan kind of carried our team so hard. Duggo felt pity. Dugan's also fucking crippled at the moment. He tore his ACL. What's the other one? MCL and
his knee's gone.
He's deleted his knee. So Duggo felt pity. Kind of gave him a nice little tap on his face as that's Dugan slap over. We've decided to hold off Blake's slap. So Joseph's 21st birthday party is this coming Saturday. Where we've decided to hold off Blake's slap on me until then. So if I'm not on the next podcast, it's because I died. Because Blake knocked my head off.
Dude, Blake's got some fucking hands, man.
Yeah, he does.
We've all, in the past, growing up together,
Gemma.
we've all copped at least one hand from him.
Kaden, show us on the doll.
Way to ruin it.
Show us on the doll where Blake touched you.
Well, no, it was Dan saying poor Gemma, then you say we've all copped a hand from Blake.
Look, all I'm saying is the man has
man's
hands
got
and
some fucking power slappers,
and he knows what to do with
he's
them.
got
Well, I've been slapped by Blake before in the past, so I don't know. I'm sure you guys remember. We used to play a game at school called Slaps, where we'd pass. You pass around a footy in a circle, and you have to clap before you catch it. And if you drop it or you fuck up, whatever, you get slapped by the other person. Sometimes we didn't have a footy, so we'd play with a rock or a Nokia or something. You know,
we
fun
played
times.
with the rock. That was the fun. That was the
The
fun
rock
one.
was the best one. It wasn't a small rock. It was like a decently sized rock.
Yeah, it was a
boulder.
big rock.
It was like a boulder.
Well, when you say
Toss
boulder,
in a mini
people
boulder.
think Indiana Jones, but anyway, so
Start the plane.
the rule for slaps was the slap had to be, you couldn't put your hand past their shoulder. So you basically had this much distance to get your wind up. Because we were at school, we didn't want to kill the other person at school because, teachers, I don't know.
Gotta go to third period.
Anyway, one time Blake had the slap on me. He stands, he gets there. You're gonna want to be watching the video. So he lines it up, he's over my shoulder, gets ready to slap. He lines it up, takes ages to line it up, and then goes full strength it anyway. Gets the complete wind up, and I've seen stars after that. I'm not gonna lie to you. The man has some force. So I'm not looking forward to this.
Yeah, he's got a big hand. He has a real big hand.
Do you remember the little camping trip we did? And I can't remember. It was in our cabin. I think.
Do you mean the school camp?
School camp?
Year 9 camp or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that year 9 or year 10?
You
know,
know,
it would have been year 9. Year 9. Oh, that was a.
He was a
You
menace.
got,
A fucking menace.
He was a fucking child. But he got, was it Duggo, and then it was either Joseph or me?
No, he never got me.
Didn't he get you,
'Cause he
Kaden?
knew
What
that
I remember was
I had as big a hand as him.
I think he got me.
he had a slap on you. He dived down from his bunk
yeah.
and slapped you on the back,
and
leaving a
that's
handprint.
right.
And then Grayson
Isn't that
slapped
when Grayson
you
just
as
slapped the
well.
exact
Grayson
same
slapped
spot?
it again. That's
There was a
right.
handprint within a handprint on Caden's back. It was
I
the
remember
most
your back.
amazing thing.
And because it was the middle of winter, you were even wider than normal, and it was just this fucking red mark on this pale back. It was the funniest shit.
Yeah, I don't know why they thought putting 8 fucking year 9 boys in a room
It was
a
more
good
than
idea.
8.
Was it 10? it was 8
It
or
was
10.
I think it was 10. There was so many
There
in
was
that
a
room.
lot of us. I remember
way too many.
So the room was kind of it was a fairly narrow room, and there was just lines of bunk beds on either side.
Yeah. There weren't even bunk beds. There were just these I don't know. It was
They were bunk. It
bench.
literally.
Just two. No, it was
like
two
a
bunks to
bench.
each side, so it was 8. There was 8 of us.
I think
So
it was
remember,
8.
it
Yeah.
was me. It was me and Grayson sharing one bed.
Was it
Cameron
12?
and I think
No, but
Brad Kay.
It wasn't
We're
stopped
sharing a
in
bunk bed.
between. It was it's it had those little mattresses, those
Yeah, no, it was like 2 long ones, and they'd fit
Yeah,
two mattresses.
Yeah.
So the picture, like the window, is kind of like I feel like the room, sorry, is like a narrow hallway. There's a door at one end and like the window at the other, and the bunks on either side. There's like an air conditioning unit underneath the window, and so I had the top bunk on the right, closest to the window, and Blake had the bunk on the left. Multiple times during the night trying to sleep, Blake would fucking walk across the air conditioning unit, get his pillow, and just fucking smack me in the face with it as I was sleeping. Yeah, so the man's a menace with the slapping.
That was such a
He
good.
was a menace.
Oh my god! Remember camp? How good was camp?
That was fun.
so fucking
I don't
was a lot
remember
of
year
fun.
7 camp at all.
I
Blake
don't
kicked
remember
me
Blake
out.
got sent. This is like our Blake Stories episode. Remember when he got sent to the fucking solitary confinement cabin?
Yes. Can I
Because he
tell
made a
the story?
nuisance? Please do.
This is my favorite story. So we're basically in this room. I think there's like 6 of us. I don't know, might have been more. And we're all basically all yelling. And Blake at this point was just fast, like dead asleep. Like or not dead asleep, but he was like just by himself, sort of cuddled up, because it was pretty cold. It was middle of winter, and we're all yelling. And the camp people keep coming in and saying like, "Oh, you guys need to stop talking, blah blah, blah. You're too loud, everything." Then it gets to a point they come in and like they've got red in their eyes. They're about to kill us because we're just so loud. They just point to Blake, who has not said a fucking word the entire time. He's been fast asleep.
And Blake has the loudest voice known to man. You'll know if Blake says a word.
Yeah,
like
you'll
he
know
legit-
when Blake's talking. And they just go, "You out." And I shit you not, without a moment's hesitation, he just gets up and walks out. Like there's no.
He was just
I don't know how to
tired and
describe
shook.
it.
And Blake's parents are both teachers, so he's like scared of teacher authority. I respect it. But
He just. But the funniest thing, the way he tells the story is that he's like argues with them, but he just got up and was like just resigned to his fate, and then got put into this like basically it was another like a demountable, like another just a random one, but it was like by himself in this.
And it was a
random
good way out of the
demountable.
camp. Like
No, it was like in the middle of the girl and the boys ones.
no, it wasn't
I
it down
remember it.
past like where the staff cabins were.
No, I can't.
I'm like
Yeah,
fairly
we were
certain it was
allowed.
like
I
a way. It
remember
was like a
being,
decent
in the
walk.
middle, like it was basically in the middle, kind of in the middle of nowhere, but in the middle of the camp, if that makes sense. Like there was no bunks really next to him, but he was there by himself for the night. And
Very
knowing
funny.
Blake, I don't think he slept a lot.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah,
I
that
remember
was,
they yelled at the entire grade because we were in like 3 separate like blocks, like housing blocks. So they managed to fit all of the girls in one. They were in like B block, and the boys were in A block and C block, like which are the 2 smaller ones. And the boys in A block apparently had a lovely time. But we were all
that
in
was the first one. Like it was
Yeah.
like right as you came in,
and then
yeah, I
we
remember, yeah.
were in C block, which was the one that was furthest from the teacher's cabin. So you know, some nuisance we got up to some nuisance. I can't do words. We're recording this at 10:30 on Tuesday,
Tuesday night.
and we all work today. We're very tired.
Big day.
So on the first day, it involved a lot of the boys were jumping through the windows into other boys' rooms and stuff, and just kind of running amok. Joseph looks away
Being a menace.
nervously. The issue was a lot of these windows had fly screens on them, and you know, as you can imagine, a fly screen can be an obstacle when you're trying to jump through a window. So
The
I can't
trick
remember
is
who I
though-
was in the cabin with. It must have been
It was like Beaumont.
Must have been
You were
Beaumont and,
stuff.
like, Dugan.
I don't.
Kaden. Were you in
I
ours?
mean,
I barely remember this camp.
No, the
I
year 7
barely
one
remember
was
this
the.
camp.
Anyway, we
You
were
were
like
with the
we were the goody
other
two
block.
shoes of
I think
the
you were with like
camp.
Jono and Vanjie and stuff.
Oh,
'cause
we
I
weren't in the
remember
other
they were-
block. We definitely weren't. We were with you
Yeah.
guys.
No, I'm saying Kaden.
I can't
Because
fucking
Might
I
have been.
definitely remember you being there. I remember that whole. So everyone kept jumping in and out of this fly screens, and so they ended up all being broken.
Except
like
for the
every
one
single
in
bloke's.
my room. We
Yeah,
managed to
except
rotate it.
for-
We fucking defended that shit. And so they pulled all of the boys into like the meeting hall of the camp, and they were like, right, we're gonna go through. We're gonna check for all of the fly screens and stuff, and any like if we find that they're damaged, we're gonna bill all of you for the amount, which they never did. Finally. And so everyone
Built a
fucking
school, probably.
sprinted back, and I think you guys ended up stealing our fly screen.
Well, yeah, but because when you were in there, me and I think it was like Stutto I think Duggo as well, were out. We didn't go in, so we were still in our room. So while everyone was in there, we ran and grabbed yours because we like already sort of been told, like they already told
They'd
us
been
that, like, you
yelling
need to
at
have
us
your
like the
fly
whole
screen.
time for the flash.
So we ran and grabbed like theirs, swapped it, and then took out ours, swapped it with ours, and put. So we had basically a brand like new fly screen on ours. Perfect,
and
left in perfect condition.
So a lot of them had been like they'd ripped them, but like the frame was still in the window. They took the entire frame of the flat screen out of the window. So not only did we not have one, we didn't even have the frame. I'm pretty sure like they were wrapped around like the trees and shit. It was very funny. Not for the people at the place, but like God,
that was a shit camper. Eh? It was a fucking
over in
terrible,
Gosford.
so stupid.
Yeah.
I don't know why they like. There was no like opt out of shit. Like why did we have to do stuff? I don't understand. Like why could we just not do shit?
Like I get like they're trying to force you to do it because it's sort of like the whole point of it. I'm pretty sure there's like state mandated like physical activity requirements and shit that they try to use the camp to count towards. And also they figure you've paid, and if a kid goes back to your parents, like their parents have said I didn't do anything, they're gonna call the camp and be like, "Why the fuck didn't my kid do anything?"
Yeah, that's fair.
But still, sometimes I don't want to abseil. You know, sometimes I just don't want to.
Don't need it.
Year 9 camp was better.
It was a lot more fun.
Yeah,
Remember the mud
definitely
thing?
remember that one.
Yeah,
Cameron getting fucking choked out.
Oh yeah.
Oh, do you want to tell that story, Kaden?
Probably shouldn't tell that story.
We don't need to. We can keep.
I feel like
ourselves.
that might. Yeah, I think that's the story.
Does that teacher still work at that school?
Teacher works.
Yeah.
That teacher works at a different school though, and I'd prefer. It was actually a pretty good teacher.
There's a sick kind of a teacher.
You guys are kind of giving away the story.
Well, we haven't said what happened.
We haven't said a fucking thing, Kaden. What do you mean?
But you can kind of piece together.
We can piece together the teacher might have done something, is what you can piece together.
Moving on.
Remember when that same camp, that science teacher that we all loved for his inability to teach, was trying to light the candles because we went to a Catholic school, so when we fucking went anywhere, we did this sort of prayer bullshit.
That was year 11.
Was it? No, because we weren't at the same one in year 11, were we?
Wait,
I'm fairly certain
this happened twice.
Yes, he did it a couple times. He was trying to light the candles for like the fucking prayer circle thing. And he's lit the match, and he's gotten to light the candles, he's lit the candle, and he doesn't want to, like, we're all, like, in, like, a moment of silence or whatever the fuck they make you do, and he didn't want to, like, blow on it and make a sound, so he tried to shake it out, and it didn't work, and he was shaking, and it's slowly burning up to his fingers, and he drops the match as it gets to his fingers, like, stamps it out. Fucking... Oh, man.
We did the exact same thing. I think it was year 12 retreat, because we went to a different retreat. And then he was doing it, and it was in that moment of silence when we were doing what were they called? Ruminations? No, not
Ruminations.
Premonitions. What's it
no,
called?
are you talking about the bullshit where we write in each other's book?
Yeah.
I don't know. Basically, they gave everyone a little book, and then everyone else in the grade went around and wrote a nice thing about that person in the book because we were graduating. Affirmations. Affirmations.
And so it was before we did that, and
people wrote that and they got in trouble.
Yeah, a lot of people actually wrote. And so I felt bad. A lot of people wrote in my book that I didn't write in theirs. I was like, I wrote people like that I randomly.
I wrote in the boys' books. I didn't do the thing where I wrote in the books of people who I spoke to like twice in high school and didn't really know, and then just like, oh my god, you're amazing.
No, but so this particular teacher, it was in this basically moment of silence before we went into our affirmations, and he had the candle in the middle and he was walking with it, and he went to put it down, and then he tried to light it, but he kept like not being able to light the matches. So he sat there, I reckon, for about like 30 seconds doing it. I was next to Vanjie, friend of the show, and we were like in tears as like you could see like all the teachers like looking up and like laughing as well. He finally gets it, lights it, and then like bows at the candle and walks away, and like nothing happens. And he looked at me, he just gave me that cheeky smirk that he used to give, just that little slide like smirk. And fuck, I was like on the floor in this like moment of silence. The priest and shit was there. That was the best part of that trip.
100%.
Actually, no. When a particular teacher farted and then blamed it on me. Honestly,
God, those camps were ridiculous.
it was-
There was a teacher that we were like heaps good mates, and heaps good mates with. Sorry, he ran the film club at the school, which was basically an excuse for us to sit in like a classroom and shoot the shit with this teacher like once a week, talk about movies and stuff. He was a fucking sick cunt. He was like the night supervisor for our year 11 retreat, and
so he was year 11 with you guys. Yeah.
we look out the window. So we're at this place. It's basically like the rooms are up the top, and then there's like a hill down, and then at the bottom of the hill there was
Like all the
just like
playground
a
stuff.
playground and like
Is that the one we went to in year 12?
Yeah,
Did we just swap?
swapped.
Yeah, that was a much better camp.
Yeah,
Much
fucking
better
oath it
retreat.
was.
one
And
we
then
went to first
so there was a
shit.
trampoline down there, and we look out, and we talked to that teacher during the day, and we're like, oh, because he had to be up supervising during the day, and then he was also in charge of supervising the whole night. So basically, he had to stay awake the whole night, and then he slept for a couple hours in the morning. And it was like a 3-day retreat, so he did this like a couple times. And he's like, oh, I just got my fucking energy drinks, I got my Game Boy, I'm gonna play some Pokemon and smash some Vs, and it'll be good to go. And like he said, like I'll just like walk around and keep myself awake. And so at like 2 a.m, because you know they're like, oh, go to sleep and be well rested for the next day, but we're fucking idiots, so we're all just like giggling to ourselves and shit in our cabin, shooting the shit. I think someone brought their laptop torch to flash. We did that.
That was our year 12 retreat. You're getting confused.
I am.
Your brain is merging.
Anyway,
with
we're
my
getting
memory.
up to antics. And we look out the window because we see a light. And what we see is this teacher holding his Game Boy and his torch pointed at the ground, jumping on the trampoline, playing Pokemon, just in the middle of the night by himself. Oh, it's the fucking absolute weapon.
So we went to that retreat the next year. So we were at a different one. That one was shit. Actually, that's when Dugan split my lip, running like a fucking idiot, and just turned around, led with his head, whacked me in the face. That's a story for another time. But we're at the. So we went to the retreat they were at for year 12, and I was sitting at the back of the basically the hall during this like speech period thing. I don't know, people like saying speeches or some shit. Well, I think someone was talking, and he was sitting next to me, and then you just hear like a. And then everyone kind of looks around, and I was like, what the fuck was that? I look at him, and then he just looks at me and goes, Joseph! And then everyone just looks at me and goes, oh, did you fart? I was like, what the fuck?
And stitched up by the institution.
He was just... And then he was sitting there like cracking and laughing as everyone's like looking at me, like giving me death stares and shit. I could just see all my mates like laughing in the other corner. And then,
Nice.
lucky I didn't get in trouble.
Well, I've got one more school memory I want to relive before we dive into our weekly Mandalorian segment. Speaking of that teacher who, you know, burnt his finger and stuff, do you guys remember when we were in year 8, we were 13, the game that swept the nation and every science class for that whole year?
Oh,
so for the backstory, when we were in 2012, when we were in year 7, it was the second year of the like New South Wales government program to give every student a laptop. So we'd been distributed like our little shitty little school laptops, like fucking like 4th gen i3, 2 gigs of RAM. Like,
I want to point out they cost like our parents like $1,500.
Yeah, 100%. And then we had to pay to keep them at the end. It was stupid.
I didn't pay.
I didn't pay to keep. I just kept it.
Mine broke.
I didn't do the paying.
Mine broke after.
So we had these shitty laptops, and as you can imagine, there wasn't a lot of game we could play on them. We could play like League of Legends at like 15 frames per second, Minecraft at less than that. But one thing we did discover was Trackmania Nations Forever, which ran at a blistering 30 frames per second at the lowest graphic settings.
Perfect.
And one peculiar thing, or an amazing thing about this game is it supported local area multiplayer. It's a good old-fashioned LAN party game. And once we discovered this, we'd set up like in the class. It was normally me. Because I was like the tech guy. I figured this out. I was like, okay, I'll start up a server, and everyone jump in. We'll get like 5 or 6 of us in. And the beauty of it they were time trial races. They weren't like position races. So because like a teacher was walking around, you could like tab out of it while the teacher was behind you. Tab back in, set your time, get back to it. It was amazing. So we'd set up a lobby. I'd pick like, there were 50-minute lessons. I picked 5 tracks, so you got 10 minutes for each track, and we just let the lobby go for the whole lesson, have the best of times. Eventually, word of this spread. throughout the entire grade.
The entire grade.
So you'd go, I'd open up my lobby. I'd keep it running pretty much all the time. I used to just have my laptop on in my bag. And I'd look it up, and there'd be like 30 people in it racing. And there'd just be like people from all over, like different classes and stuff. It was amazing. I remember one lesson. I was in a science class. I know for a fact our grade in year 8 was 195 people, and we're pretty split. Or we were split like there was a couple more girls than there were boys. We had
it was like 100 girls to like 95 boys. I think it was something.
Yeah,
like
something that was pretty much the ratio, and it was pretty much we were 13, so it was pretty much only the boys who were jumping in on this Trackmania. There were 87 people in the lobby. At one point, it was pretty much the whole grade, all in different classes and stuff. We're all playing, and we got to the point where we figured out how to mod in different like car skins into the game.
Yeah.
So people get the wackiest shit. It'd be like fucking Sonic would run past Megatron, like past like the fucking '89 Batmobile, and we'd all just be playing. And it was honestly like the most like connected moment our grade ever experienced.
And it was only just
wholesome
the boys.
as fuck.
And it was just the boy. It was so fucking wholesome. But
I fucking miss those
this
days,
one
man.
lesson,
It was so good.
we had this science teacher who was burning his fingers, and it was very clear that all of the boys were sitting in the classroom playing the game.
Because everyone would be sitting there like...
And not only that, everyone was sitting there, yeah, and then like Sam would go, "Fuck you, bro! My boy, why'd you overtake me?" and shit. Like it was. Everyone was just shooting the shit, and it was just. I've never seen a man look so defeated in his life as he was trying to tell us about fucking year 8 science, and it was amazing. LAN games are like the fucking saving grace.
That was so like because before us they would play because I remember for my cousin they'd only be able to play like in computer lab, but they'd have like because those obviously back then you couldn't do as much with administrative privileges and shit, so like they'd be able to get like Counter-Strike Source.
Well, there was a point where we played CSGO in like year 10. We used to set up LAN servers of that in class. But that was when we could bring our own laptops.
Yeah.
What else did we do? We did... I mean, I'm sure we did Minecraft.
Slither was huge for ages.
Oh, Slither, yeah. That was later because Trackmania was too... Like, we kind of needed to learn. At this point, it was like year 10, year 11.
What else did we do?
Flappy Golf for the people with Macs. And hard.
Yeah, I never had Flappy Golf.
But it was written. There was no moment that was as big as Trackmania.
No, fuck no.
Yeah, because I remember that.
There was Simpsons Hit and Run though. That was
but that was all single player. The fucking black market of pirated fucking like PS2 games.
Do you remember amazing. All of us remember it was either you or Brayden?
What with like the big old hard drive?
Yeah, we'd just be like, oh.
Yeah, I had a terabyte hard drive.
I heard you got the cracked version of this game. Reckon you could give it to me, bro?
The amount of aids we all gave our computers because you'd go to boot these pirated games and then it'd be like, oh, you're missing this one file, so you just Google the file and try to download it.
DLL.
Yeah, DLL file fixer.
Files.
And then someone would ask me, I'd give them my hard drive, and they'd be like, oh, it didn't work, and I downloaded this thing, and now my computer's fucked, and I open it, the computer would have aids. And you know that is it the IT crowd where it's like if this computer was a person, I'd shoot it in the face.
Yeah,
it was like that a lot.
Some shit people used to do like no clue how to use their computers.
Dugan
Yeah,
was the biggest example of that.
He killed his computer. My God,
multiple times. A lot of people did. I remember this one time. I'm not sure if I dreamed this. I'm fairly certain it happened. We were in like year 9. Or year 8 it must have been, because I think year 9 was when we could start bringing our own computers. They got all of our grade in the TAS block, and they handed out raffle tickets to everyone. And they didn't tell us what it was for. And they called out like 10 kids on the raffle. And they brought them all up and like, right, bring your laptops to the library, we're checking your history and wiping your laptops. Like, randomly. Because remember they used to, the threat was that they'd like check our history and stuff to stop you from like doing shit on your laptop. This is a memory I have.
Was that a dream? Are you sure?
I'm fairly certain it happened.
I don't think I remember that.
We were in like the room that we did multimedia in.
Fuck, maybe.
Yeah.
I remember they always said like you could check a history, so everyone was paranoid if you watch porn on your laptop.
I never did.
Yeah.
I used my iPod Touch 4, thank you. Remember IST? I saw a meme the other day that reminded me of IST, and it was like when you finally do work, but after your friend turned your computer on and off 15 times in the computer lab, Kaden, do you want to tell this magical story
Fuck,
of
man.
our
I'm
Adobe
gonna
Flash
get-
assignment?
I'm getting annoyed.
Of me turning the computer off by accident.
Yeah. So do you want to set the scene? What was the assignment?
I feel like I'll keep it quick. I don't remember too much, but to make
Really?
it
Because I remember all of it very vividly.
to make an exaggeratedly long story short, essentially all of us boys were doing IST together, and this was like one of our final.
It was the major
assignments.
assignment for Year 9.
Yeah, it was a big assignment, and we're all working on it, doing it, and then us being idiots, all in the same room, just like to fuck around a lot.
Well, so an important factor was IST was me, the three of us basically sat in a row in the middle of the computer lab, and then just behind us was Kobe. So there's Slalt Cast.
We didn't really talk to Kobe at that point.
Well, I remember one point we broke his
Yeah.
computer. We shoved a thing in his computer, fan pulled it out, and set up flames.
So that was me. So I did it the previous lesson.
Then I pulled it out,
And then I was away the next day. And then I've come back and apparently his computer's exploded.
It literally spewed fire. It was amazing. Anyway, that's not the story today. So we're doing this project, and
We're doing
Joseph
this
was
project.
renowned for never doing his work in IST. Like I'd do my assignment, and then I'd modify it slightly and send it to Joseph, and he'd just submit that.
I still get they wouldn't care.
No, they didn't care at all.
No.
Anyway,
That was the
continue,
best
Kaden.
fucking. That was
So,
the best.
This is probably the first time that we'd actually gotten shit done. We
It was a
just felt
double
really
period.
productive.
We went hard.
Mind you, we were
my
still
project basically.
Mind you, we were still fucking around, like turning each other's monitors off and like trying to pretend to turn our computers off. Still fucking around, but we were still getting some shit done.
Yeah.
You were doing it too, Joseph.
It happened, Joseph. Don't pretend it did.
Yeah, no, but I don't.
You're not the good boy in this
No,
scenario.
but I remember in that situation, it was very much not really us fucking around. Like we're all actually doing work.
I mean,
We were
the
doing
turning
our work,
the
but we were
monitors off
threatening-
definitely happened to other people. I think we were kind
The
of an
biggest-
alliance.
The biggest thing was we were threatening to turn our computers off and trying to wipe everything.
Because the joke was like, oh, Joseph has finally done something. It'd be hilarious if his computer turned off.
So then, me in my idiocy, I'm like long-legged, fucking tall, skinny
Stop
kid.
fucking flapping your duck legs.
I end up kicking my leg forward and unplugging all the line of computers.
You didn't even unplug it. I don't know what you did.
Yeah,
so you
so,
kicked
like,
the
you-
PowerPoint, and they all of them turned off, and then Joseph's computer just started beeping.
I remember, like, I just remember looking at you and going, "What the fuck did you just do?" Well, like, because at the start we didn't know what happened. Like, basically, we just
No, it was very
Well,
evident.
I mean, I was
because
sitting at the
we could
computer.
hear a
Okay,
thump.
me and Joseph didn't know what happened. I feel like you knew immediately what you did.
Yeah.
Kaden. But I was working on my flash animation, and then my screen went black, and I was like, "Hang on."
I basically finished my final assignment animation thing that I've fucking. It was like this was like almost finished, wasn't it? Like the assignment was almost due.
It was like the last lesson, and you'd actually done it, and I was very proud of you.
And then boom, Ken fucks me good.
Fucked
And then
it real
it
hard,
started
mate.
beeping, and we all went. I think we all got flashbacks to Kobe's computer, and we all just went, "What the fuck?"
Oh man,
And then
and
walk away.
you know that was the last time. So how school works in New South Wales, at least in year 9 and 10, is you do like your core subjects and you pick 3 electives. We went to a Catholic school, so one of our electives was religion, and we got to pick 2 other electives, and you did those electives for year 9 and 10. So the 3 of us actually did multimedia and IST together.
Fuck yeah. Multimedia was my favorite.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We did
Yeah, I
nothing.
didn't do anything.
We
I
should-
did heaps
we need
of
to
stuff.
save.
I built a game.
We need to save Cyberfest for another podcast.
Yeah.
So in IST, there was the 3 of us just being fucking numbskulls, and a lot of the IST, especially this IST assignment, was we were given a flash animation and we had to replicate it basically. So it was interesting that Joseph chose this one to do because it was the easiest one to cheat, because if our assignments were the same, that was like a good thing. It means we did the right thing. So Joseph finally did the assignment.
I
Kaden
remember
turns
because I
off
got
his
the plane to
computer.
fully go in, and then like it would shrink, and then it zoomed out as I went in. I full did it. I did it.
Keep
good.
framing and everything, man. You were nearly the editor for the Slalt Cast.
Yep, I was almost there.
Almost.
Now I'm just the PC builder
Sure.
that fixes Kobe's computer when it breaks.
You're the cuck. So the computers of like Joseph, did you save? Because saving wasn't. It wasn't like you could just control S or like, just save it nicely. Because we're.
Nice.
What the fuck is this me?
Yeah,
No, my phone's on mute.
it's not me.
What the fuck? My watch just started making noise. Sorry, guys.
I thought the fucking terrorists were coming.
I was alarmed. Because it was like the school's file system, you had to like save as every time, basically. And so I was like, Joseph, did you save? And he's like, not since the first period of the double period. This was right at the end.
That was.
And so so I just gave Joseph my assignment. We didn't even have to change anything that time because we had to replicate something. And
I'm pretty sure he just fully gave me.
And we all got full marks. It was great.
I think I changed the model.
Yeah.
I changed it to a different plane.
Fuck yeah.
And anyway, now for what the people have all been waiting for. Kaden.
The Mando hour.
You finally watched it.
I've actually been watching now.
So we just watched episode 6 of the season. Do you want to give you a quick reviews of episodes 1 through 5?
Well, I'll go through it because this is the first time I've actually been on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So give the review of the last one, and then we'll focus on this episode. Kaden actually caught up last week and then wasn't on the episode.
Yeah. I've quite enjoyed this season like a lot more. I feel like there isn't. It's weird because last season, all the off episodes where it felt like filler kind of had nothing to do with anything. Whereas I feel like this season has a lot of stuff to do with something. The only episode that I felt like was the big filler episode was the ice planet where they go see the where they crash land.
I didn't like that episode.
I thought it was kind of cool.
I thought the spiders were really cool from Halo.
I feel like that was the only episode that had filler because even if there was something that didn't have anything to do with anyone, it eventually led to an important character building thing.
Yes, I agree that episode was filler, but it was the first episode of a 2-episode arc, which is something the show hadn't done yet. Yeah,
exactly. So it was like you had that fish character in there, the chick, still going. So it kind of didn't feel like filler, but also was probably the most likely. So I like that aspect. I like the fact that everything kind of means something now. The first episode with the sand snake was fucking sick. The crate dragon.
The crate dragon.
Really, really fucking well done.
What did you think of the Boba Fett tease in that episode?
Boba Fett tease was done really well. Obviously, I'd had it spoiled for me, but I still played out really well, and I like that. It was done really cool, and then at the very end was also really, really interesting. And that brings I'll talk about
the Ahsoka episode.
The Ahsoka episode, that's right. That was fucking sick. That one was done.
What's
really
your
well.
past experience with the Clone Wars and Rebels?
Seen some of the animated ones.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so of the animated shows, what have you seen?
I've seen some of the animated ones. Probably seen a lot of it, but not everything. And then the one that Joseph was talking about, the Samurai Jack one. I know I have seen all that.
The original 2003 Clone Wars.
Yeah. That I have seen all of. I have a very rough
idea of who.
I get the general story of the Clone Wars and what goes on.
Did you watch the final season?
No.
Either.
So all the really in depth not behind the.
But you know who Ahsoka is, and you've seen her character model, and you've seen her fight.
Exactly, I know Ahsoka. I know the whole thing where she was Anakin's Padawan and training through that, and growing. I never actually got to see Ahsoka as her own character. That's kind of where I stopped on the Clone Wars.
Once she broke off from the Jedi Order and that.
Oh, no, that's the last season, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's essentially where I haven't really seen.
So what did you think of the lightsaber fighting and all that in that episode?
I thought it was done really well. I thought she was strong, and it was really well played how strong she was. It wasn't one of those things where it was oh, he's this big. Oh no, it's scary. She's not gonna do it. She was overpowered as a character, but not so much so that it made you feel like she couldn't. She just won everything.
Invulnerable, yeah. That last fight that felt like there were stakes. She could have lost.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. The whole is it Valerian? No, not Valerian.
Beskar.
Valerian in the City of 1,000 Planets.
Valerian Steel.
With the Enchantress and Paul Dano.
No, Beskar. The whole Beskar thing, and I think using Mando as a tease to play off the whole Beskar was
Not
really
Paul
cool.
Dano, Dane DeHaan. Sorry, I fucked up. I forgot our
Beskar.
memes.
with a B,
Our memes.
Kaden.
Yeah,
Beskar.
Beskar. B.
Beskar?
Yeah,
Beskar.
Bitch.
Beskar. Bitch ass Beskar. Sorry. I liked the fact that they used Mando as a bit of a hint to be like, oh, Beskar and lightsabers.
Also,
no, like
let's
you.
jump forwards now to the most recent episode, and we'll kind of go out of order because I want to bring up.
I like Grogu.
Grogu. Yeah, Grogu, good name.
I like Grogu.
Fuck anyone who says it's not. It's a good
name.
game. A good name.
Yeah.
And at the start of the most recent one, where he just kept saying it to get his attention.
Yeah, it's
and he like threw the balls.
He's like Grogu. Grogu.
I'll save what I was going to say until the end. We'll kind of step through it. So this episode, we see Mando immediately go to the planet Typhon to go to the Jedi Temple to get Yoda.
Yeah, which I was very happy because
I was cock teased. The thumbnail for the episode is fucking the bitch that we don't like. What's her name?
The sniper chick.
Yeah, Gina Carano. It's her in the thumbnail for the episode. I was like, fuck, we're going to get a feel episode with the transphobe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, God, this episode's going to suck. And I open it up and it's immediate, like, we're going to Typhon, Baby Yoda. And I'm like, fuck yeah, story. And
I thought the exact same thing, too, because you see her and you're like, okay, so they're going back maybe before they go to the end
to, like, gear up, and
then
there'd be the season finale, might be they go to Typhon or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, more fucking...
But anyway, it wasn't that. It was good. The episode was actually fantastic. So they go to Typhon, they put fucking Baby Yoda on the rock. He takes a while. He can't do it when you're watching. But then, after a while, he starts blasting.
That was cool.
He's blasting. And who shows up but Boba Fett and the chick who was in that other episode.
From Tatooine.
Yeah.
Unnamed.
But what did you guys think of thick Boba Fett?
He was thick, man.
He was a little chunker. Once he got the armor back, it's like, oh, this isn't fitting right, buddy.
Boba Fett be packing some heat.
Yes, this may be the original armor, but the original armor was not made for you.
Well, the original it really wasn't. He was. What's his face? What's the actor's name? Tamora Morrison.
Kiwi.
Is that
Kiwi
it?
boy.
Anyway, he wasn't the original actor.
Well, the
Boba Fett.
The Jango Fett original actor?
Yeah, the Jango Fett actor, who they redubbed with
Yeah. Wait, do you mean the fucking? Do you mean
the Kiwi guy? That's what. Yeah, Tamora Morrison. I said that, and then you all ignored it.
No, I thought you meant like the original actor.
No, I'm saying it's not the original
actor.
actor.
Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nah, him being in this was fucking awesome. It was played really, really well, and I think it was like done perfectly. Almost like,
I mean, I'd agree. I think it was done perfectly to give fans what they've wanted of Boba Fett for 40 years.
Well, that, and it was like, I don't know about you guys, but for the people that aren't diehard Star Wars, you see someone in that suit. As soon as you see it, you're like, oh, it's Boba Fett. Not knowing the whole idea with the Mandalorians and the whole lore behind it. So I feel like there was a lot of people when they started watching it, like, oh, that's not Boba Fett. Is this something to do with Boba Fett? Oh, what? So it was kind of cool being like, no, that's Boba
Well,
Fett.
I think this show has opened up the extended universe of stuff us
nerds
100% have known for about 20 years.
Anyone who read a book before Disney said none of the books are canon, and then it's slowly making them more canon again.
I bought so many of those like Jedi books. And,
I have some.
You know those ones that come in the things?
Yeah.
Like when you press the button and it opens out.
I can probably see it in your back.
I read the Sith that book and the Jedi book like 8 times.
Well, I liked how back to the episode and back to Boba Fett. I like how they really built him out as a badass in all aspects. They started him off him being a sick cunt with a gun and like absolutely wrecking shop, and then he, for whatever reason, he's like, I don't want to use gun anymore. Busts out stick and absolutely fucking ruins the stormtroopers. And then he's like,
they have the armor cracking too.
Yeah, so they've used that before.
They've
used it before in Mandalorian, like last season. But yeah, I agree. I think the armor shattering. Because you can't do a blood spray in Star Wars. That's the next best thing. Like, it shows that the armor's there, and then it's
that's like the one thing that the sequels actually did. It made the armor not look like plastic.
Yeah.
Like the Stormtrooper armor, I feel like it made...
Are you talking about like the First Order Trooper armors?
Yeah, like they made it look... You know,
like it had weight to it.
Not like, you know, clone... Not like a prequel
the original trilogy where it's like bobbling.
Yeah.
And then they showed him once he went and he snuck on Mando's ship conveniently just before it got exploded. and got his armor back, and then he showed that he could be a badass with the armor as well. I think that was the perfect way to build that character.
Oh, 100%.
Like it really is showing that he is as cool as everyone made him out to be afterwards. I like that he's a permanent addition to the cast now. Like, as soon as the Slave 1 flew over, like, damn, I'd be sick of Mando goes on the Slave 1.
And we're like definitely gonna get another full-length episode.
Well, he's in the next
of
episode.
him.
Yeah, 100%.
I say definitely and probably in the same sentence. But like,
that's just how the news goes, kids.
like him being around again is fucking
Who do you think
cool.
Baby Yoda reached out to?
Who do you think he reached out
Like-
I
to?
hope it's Ezra.
Well, so
I
which
feel like that
Jedis
would
are
make sense.
alive?
Well,
really?
is that him? Is that
Ezra
him reaching
and
out,
Luke.
connecting to the stone?
Yeah, that was the whole point. If you remember, Ahsoka said, like, if you go to the temple, you sit him on there, he'll reach out through the Force, and a Jedi will probably hear it.
Dan, you've just completely dropped out there.
Yeah, you've been doing that a couple times.
In the
Your
recording,
audio
it's all
cuts out.
there. So
That's fine. Yeah, I guess, but I feel like there could be something different.
well, I'm thinking, do we get Sebastian Stan as Luke, or do we get Raul Coley as Ezra?
What if it's
What if-
Obi-Wan?
No, because this is it's past
After.
it. I
9
thought it
years
was middle.
after
I thought
Empire,
could be Obi-Wan.
Return of the Jedi, sorry.
Oh, because this is just after, yeah.
No, here's
Fuck.
what happens. 2 robot arms reach out and grab purple lightsaber. Baby Yoda, motherfucker! And then it's Mace Windu. It's Mace Windu.
It's robotic Mace Windu.
Then immediately, Baby Yoda is in a lower socioeconomic standpoint.
Well, you made it racist.
Well, no, that's
Congratulations, Joseph.
because he doesn't have arms, so
But-
so he can't work as good.
It was really cool seeing him fuck up those stormtroopers.
Well, I mean, he was like, yeah, he's throwing him around, and then he starts choking him. I was like, no, Baby Yoda, that's a Sith
Not
Lord
Baby
move.
Yoda.
Don't
That's
do
the
that.
dark side. That's the dark side. No.
I kind of want Baby Yoda to be a dark side. That'd be cool. Or
Well, he's
like it,
gonna
like an
die.
Ahsoka, like not a Jedi.
Do you reckon we
Like a
end
Jedi.
up with Baby Yoda having his own lightsabers, all wielding the dark saber? Like, why would they? Why? If you'll notice,
You dropped out that entire thing.
Listen harder. Do you reckon we get Baby Yoda wielding his own lightsabers at some point, or with the dark saber? Like, I feel like every single thing this show has teased ever, they've actually done it, and I feel like that was a tease of him with lightsabers at the end with Giancarlo.
Possibly.
If he has a lightsaber, that would be the coolest thing ever. But he's also going to be a
Baby
child,
Yoda.
and I just kind of want Din Djarin Mando to have the lightsaber, the dark saber.
I
and he
think
become
Mando
ruler of
will
all
have the
Mandalorians.
lightsaber by the end of it. It'll be like him and Gideon, Moff Gideon fighting, and then he'll get the dark saber and kill Moff Gideon with the dark saber.
Well, I
That's
reckon
what I'm
he'll be fighting Moff Gideon, and then he'll be like winning, and then he'll be losing, and then Moff Gideon will be just about to kill him, and Baby Yoda will like force pull the lightsaber through Moff Gideon, Snoke style, and then eat that fish lady's eggs.
Nom, 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 nom.
So it looks like the next episode is directed by Rick Famuyiwa, who did episodes 2 and the Bill Burr episode of last season, which was like one of the best episodes and one of the worst episodes.
Well, they're going to get Bill Burr.
Yeah,
again?
so they're going to get. It looks like this next episode is them assembling the team. So you have to. So they're getting Bill Burr. You have to
Son of a
imagine they're
bitch,
getting
I'm
back. What was the water planet from Clone Wars? What's her name? The other Mandalorian.
Not
I
a
forget.
Bo-Katan. Bo-Katan.
Getting Bo-Katan and that. You have to imagine they'll probably. Now
I'd say they'd
they're
come
all
back.
looking for the same people. You imagine that they'll get them on board. We got Boba Fett.
Yeah. Because I feel like we didn't get a lot of Bo-Katan. There was only just that, like, that crew was just there to capture that cruiser, and that was it.
Yeah, so there's no way they're done with that. I don't know. This next episode has the makings to be amazing as long as they don't let Bill Burr speak too much.
Or at least lead up, because how many episodes left? There's 3,
2 more.
including this next one?
2 more,
2?
including the next one. We just watched episode 6. It's an 8-episode season.
Yeah, so I feel like this has the potential to either be awesome or to set up something huge.
I think the finale is definitely going to set up something huge, so I'm pretty sure they've already started production on season 3. So we know that there's a 3rd season.
Okay.
So I feel like
Maybe
we're going
more
to
Baby
get cop
Yoda?
teased at the end, but I'm confident.
Probably.
I'm more confident at this point for the future of the show than I was at this point in season 1.
Yeah. Well, to think about it, like season 1 was great at the end of it. It started pretty poor.
I didn't like the finale.
I kind of liked the finale only because it started to then get on with the story. Like the start of it was like, oh, cool. There's this Baby Yoda looking thing. You don't know what it is, and then everything in the middle was kind of like, and then the end was like, oh, here's actually the plot of this entire story. Now we know what's going on.
Yeah. I do like how this season's been significantly more focused. I know I've said it every week, but I really like the direction. That like the whole, other than that one episode, the entire season's been about him getting Baby Yoda to the Jedi. And we've had actual story development.
After now finally have watched it, and watching it in a span changes exactly how it goes as well. Like, you'd be surprised going from week to week as opposed to going back and watching all the episodes together changes it. I get exactly what you mean, how when you talk about it, you're like, it's the monster of the week kind of thing. Where it's like it's fucking Friday, it's episodes out. It's like your Game of Thrones or your fucking Walking Dead. Like, it was one of those compelling stories to keep watching and going through every week. Whereas I feel like before it was just, you can miss this episode. It doesn't really matter. It's a filler episode. Nothing happens.
You know, this season, sorry, has definitely been more compelling to watch week to week. I feel like last season, you're 100% right, especially those middle episodes where it was just like we put Mando next to some characters on a place that you've heard of before already. To do something boring, it was like, it's just filler for no reason.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think we're all excited for the next episode. We are running long in the tooth. We've been going for like an hour 10. So, Kaden,
I'm not actually going to be able to watch this episode until if we do pod next Sunday, I might not be able to watch it.
We're not doing it next Sunday.
We're definitely not doing
pod. Do it next Sunday.
Kobe's
gig.
Oh, Kobe's gig's on Sunday.
And
I don't think isn't it the 20th?
No. Oh, sorry. Yeah, next one. Next.
No, the reason we can't do Sunday is because I'm going to have for dinner for my birthday.
And also, I'm going to be hungover.
We'll do it on Monday.
If we can do it Monday, that'd be perfect. I've got a big week.
Monday after stream. Hey, I
haven't actually got to talk about any of my weekends. I've had massive weekends.
Yeah?
We'll talk about it another
Let's talk about it next week.
You didn't write it in the podcast topics channel, Ken. I didn't know. We didn't talk about any of the topics. I've realized.
Exactly.
Other than, actually, we didn't talk about any of the topics.
Plus, I don't put it in the topics because I don't like the fact that every week we go in with, oh, you wrote this in the topics. I like
just like Kaden's story, so I can naturally segue to it. Anyway, we're getting in the weeds. Kaden, where can the kids find you?
Look up my band, verum.band@gmail.com. We're doing some fun stuff.
Don't email him. Just go to the Instagram.
Did I say at gmail.com?
Yes, you did. Kaden's been sending too many invoices and shit out lately.
I have.
Joseph, where can I find you?
He was so surprised when he was like, did I say Gmail?
Well, you did it legitimately in the comedy. I was like, that's hilarious.
This is a joke.
I've been working all day. I've been organizing emails for this shit. I finally locked in that weekend for us boys. It's all I've been thinking about. So
fucking nice. We'll talk about that offline. But Joseph,
brains in it.
Where can the kids find you?
Via Garibaldi.
Guys, don't you love the energy Joseph brings whenever he intros and outros?
I'm very tired. I want to go.
It has been a long night. You can find me at DanielF737 on Twitter and Instagram. Be sure to follow the Slalt Cast at Slalt Cast, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, everywhere. We Twitch stream Mondays, Wednesdays. Thursdays is iffy. Just show up on Thursday just in case. Sometimes we stream, sometimes we don't. Keep your eyes on the Instagram stories, and I post fleets now on Twitter. That's a thing that we haven't talked about. They're Twitter stories. It's stupid. Anyway, look there, and I post whenever we go live. In the meantime, stay salty.
Bye.
Also subscribe to the YouTube. Joseph's not going to touch you. Thanks for listening. Please remember to leave a positive rating wherever you're listening from, and to follow our socials at Slalt Cast on Twitter and Instagram.